So after hours of shopping online, you finally find that perfect second-hand electric drum kit that you want to buy. But then you realise you don't know anything about electric drum kits. So how do you know that when you get there it's going to be working and that everything's the way it should be? Well, I'm hoping to answer that question by the end of today's video. So next to me I have an Alesis Nitro Mesh Kit. This is one of the electric drum kits that we at Rhythm Room hire out to our students. So this one's just been returned to us, and before I send it out to the next person, I just wanted to take you through the checks that I do on these kits before we send them out to the next person, so that you know what to be looking for when you go and buy your kit. Now, our kits get sent out with an amplifier, a cable to connect to the electric drum kit, and a stool. So the kit that you're going to buy might not have these things, so be sure to check the accessories that come with the kit. Are you getting just the electric drum kit, or are you getting a stool and a pair of drumsticks and an amp, or maybe you're getting headphones, something like that. I would recommend taking a set of headphones with you, because then that will help you just test the sounds and make sure that the kit is working in the way that you would hope it to. Now, a lot of these electric drum kits, and the Alesis drum kits especially, will usually come with a drum key and an Allen key. Now, it's quite important that they have these. Now, you might need to buy an Allen key or a drum key separately, but one would have come with the kit. So it's always worth to check with the person you're buying from to see whether they have these things. The drum key on the mesh heads, on kits with mesh heads, will be used to tune the tightness of the mesh heads. That's quite important for maintaining the life of them and making sure that you get the best playing experience. And also the Allen key on these makes, they're used to help adjust the frame. Right, so these connecting poles here that you can tighten and release them using the Allen key. On some of the other types of kits out there, they have screws that you can tighten and release, but we'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. So it's come to me in a bit of a state. There's a few things here that aren't connected yet. So I'm just going to quickly assemble this, tidy it up a little bit, and then start taking you through what to look for. So the first thing you should always do is test these kits out. So message the person that you're buying off and ask them if you can play the kit before you buy it and walk away with it. If they say no for whatever reason, walk away. It's not worth it. It's not worth the risk. You've got to make sure that it works. So always go with someone that will let you play the kit first. I've set the kit up now. I've also grabbed a couple of my cable ties just to tidy the cables a little bit more. I'm going to grab another camera now and take you through the first checks you should do when you get there. So you want to start with a visual inspection just to make sure that nothing's damaged, nothing's broken. I mean, there's a few marks on this, someone spilled some liquid over that. There are stick marks on each of the heads, but there's nothing out of the ordinary here. You're going to see that. If the kit you're buying, it does have mesh heads like this one does, make sure to feel each head, check for the level of tension. So this one feels a little bit loose to me, so I'll probably tighten that one up. Let me grab the drum key. So I'm just going to nip this up a little bit. So you want it to be fairly firm. Yeah, that was very loose there. You want to be fairly firm to the touch, but not rock solid. You also want to check the mesh heads for any tears and damage to them. That's very, very important. So yeah, this was quite loose. I don't know if you can see how much movement is coming from each of these heads, so I'll just tighten that one up. That one's a little bit loose, so I'm going to just go around and nip that. So then I'm going to do the tightening up as well. So another thing as well, you want to be checking out the bass drum pad. Let me just quickly grab that. This is the bass drum pad for the Alesis kit. Again, it's just see a little bit of impact from the felt there. Now, I'm going to swap this around. I'm going to change this around so that the plastic side of the beater is facing the head, because I have read a few things about the felt beaters damaging mesh heads. Now this isn't a mesh head, it's a plastic head, but I've been told that there's a mesh underneath it, something which can get damaged by this. So just to be safe, I'm going to flip that around. But yes, this is a key one to check out for sure if you're buying an electric drum kit with a mesh bass drum head. Make sure that there's no tears, and also check to see whether there is a felt beater that's been playing it. If a felt beater has been playing it, you probably want to avoid it, as it might have damaged it or might lead it to fail quite soon, and they can be quite costly depending on the type of kit that you're going for. So yeah, I'm just going to swap that around now. I should say as well that I'm going to be swapping it around by unscrewing this here and then spin it around and then tighten it back up. Now the question is, can you do this with one hand? Okay, the beater's twisted a little bit, so let's try that again. Okay, so let's flip down the right way. Perfect. Check the bass drum pedal is working the way it should, it's moving the way it should. There's no damage to the chain. The bass, some bass drum pedals will have a bass plate, but these guys just have sort of two metal parts here that then connect into the side. Make sure these aren't snapped or bent, that the spring here isn't rusted or damaged in any way. I mean, this is a fairly new kit, it's only been out to one person so far, so everything's still pretty tight and shiny. Okay, I'm going to grab the hi-hat pedal now. So on these nitro mesh kits, these ones are nice and easy because you literally just plug in cable into the side there, and again you want to make sure that there's no damage, that you've got full movement there, it's not making any sort of odd sounds. There's not a lot of play side to side, but yeah, no, that seems to be working okay. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the look of the kit. There's no damage to the brain. I'd say that you would definitely want to check, make sure that the brain is working, because this is the main, most important thing on the kit. This is the thing that's going to be detecting all of those impacts and playing the sound out for you. So just make sure that, well, number one, that it switches on. Now I think I've already plugged it in. So here we go. Remember the truth. Okay, that's not coming on. Why is that not coming on? Uh-oh. Okay, socket's on. Is it my extension lead? Let's. All right, I'm going to switch the camera off and I'm going to check the extension lead, and maybe that's the problem. Seamless professional YouTube content, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, my extension lead was not working. I've already tested this. It definitely does work, but just for the sake of the seamless video, bam, there you go. It switches on. So if your electric drum kit that you're going to go buy doesn't do that, then yes, it's that's going to be an instant walk away for sure. So yeah, that's coming on. Everything seems to look okay. So the next thing that we want to do is make sure that the electric brain is receiving the signal. Now on these nitro kits, we've got little triggers on the front of the kit. So when you hit a pad, it flashes red, as you can see there. So it shows that it's getting the signal through. So I'm going to go through and make sure that each one is getting signal. So yeah, oh, just hit my hand. Gosh, yeah, right, lovely. Bass drum pedal is not plugged in. There you go. Talk about professionalism. Let's plug that one in. So now we can play the bass drum pedal. Yeah, that's lighting up. Hi-hat control is also lighting up. The rim. There you go. So again, yeah, that's another thing worth mentioning about the nitro mesh kits, is that they've got dual zone snare drums. So as well as the snare drum sound, you want to make sure that the rim around the edging here makes a noise when you hit it, right? On the toms here, they do have the rim, but they don't have the same sensor in there, so they won't play the sound. This one should as well, and it'll light up this one here rather than the central one there. So I've got the rim, central there. I suppose the next bit, I'm going to have to plug in the amplifier, because yes, that should be the next step. Plug in the amplifier or a set of headphones and make sure that you can hear stuff, right? So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I've plugged in the amplifier using the instrument cable into the back here that says L mono. So I mean, some kits might be different, but you should have a now mono channel or some sort of send out with it so you can plug in a 1/4" jack into an amplifier. You will also probably have a headphone jack. We'll definitely have a headphone jack as well. So if you've taken some headphones with you, which I do recommend you do, you can plug that in straight away and just have a little hit of each of the pads to make sure it's making sound. So that all sounds good to me. That all sounds like it's working. So remember I mentioned earlier about the rim. We've got a rim sound. That's working as well. Now on these Alesis Nitro Mesh kits and on some of the more expensive kits, the crash cymbals have a sensor on them, which this one's been moved around. So yeah, this is the single zone. So should have one that says dual zone with choke. Yes, this one's got the choke. So I'm going to swap these over super quick. Yes, so on the underside of these pads, they've got little stickers on them. So on your ride and your hi-hat, it says single zone, but this one says with choke. So you always want to make sure that if the electric drum kit is supposed to be able to support the choked crash sound, that it can do that. And that's working fine. So great. So I'm really happy with all of this. I think this is sounding fantastic, and it's probably ready to go out. So yeah, to summarize, you want to have a visual check first. Make sure that none of the mesh heads are torn, ripped, damaged, anything like that. You're going to have a few stick marks probably on a second-hand kit, not too much to worry about. On the bass drum, you've got to make sure you've got to check that mesh head again, and also whether it's had a plastic beater or a felt beater if it is a mesh head. And also check the health of the bass drum pedal itself. Make sure that it's not rusted and moving freely. And also on these kits, the hi-hat pedal is just a pedal on the floor here. But some of the more expensive kits, they've got a stand with a pedal on it as well, and you need to make sure that that's got full movement as well. Once that's all initially done, make sure that it switches on. And then you can start going through and plug in your headphones, plug in the amplifier, and make sure that everything is making the sounds that it's supposed to. If the kit's got any extra features like a choke on the crash or a rim sound, like a caustic sound on the edges of the snare, that all of those things are working correctly. But yes, if you do all of those things and check all of that stuff, then you should, in theory, have years of trouble-free practice with your electric drum kits. So if you have any extra questions or any comments on the video, please write them below. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you next time.